Hi there, I'm Rick, creator of Revelation Skirmish, a destructive combined arms miniatures game that you can 3D print from home. In this video, I will be assembling a Corre Sierra E2 WarMech miniature. You can purchase this model from our site, link is in the description below. This particular version of the kit is kind of divided up a little bit different than some of the other Sierra models or the other models that are based off of a Sierra. This particular kit is going to be 11 parts plus the 50mm or medium WarMech base. As always, the notches are going to be indicating rear arc. So here we have a little bit different, as I mentioned, for some of the other kits like the Renatus, the Sierra. Those have the two legs and the pelvis separate. With the E2 here, you're actually going to have the legs with the pelvis as one part already as soon as you get it either bought from us or you 3D print it yourself. You also have the torso, two medium repeaters that are going to mount onto the back of the torso there, the jump pack with a movable thruster, the right and left upper arm, the starbeam cannon, which will be your right arm, the lower left arm, and the hand. So since we already got the feet already kind of figured out, let's go ahead and glue this quickly to the base. You know what, right? Actually, before we do that, why don't we go ahead and do the jumper pack, because then we can move forward with the feet. I'm just going to be using regular Zap-A-Gap kind of super glue. And we're going to take this, we're going to plug it into the cavity here. And just leave it like so. And that way that can go ahead and start drying while we move on to the next thing. We'll set that over here for right now. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and glue the feet. So let's do just a little bit of glue. We don't really need to go too crazy. And I'm going to probably angle it so that the head or the face of the torso is going to be angled probably more something like this, where it's kind of turned this direction. So what I want to do is kind of go ahead and make sure that the rear arc, because for me, when I assemble the mech to the base, I want the rear arc to be directly opposite of the torso. So for me, if the torso is going to be angling this direction, I want the rear arc basically in the complete opposite. And then that way I just feel it kind of just adds a little bit better indicator for me. So as we're doing that, for the feet, letting that dry, let's go ahead and get the jumper pack glued in here into the back. You can either add a little bit of glue to the back or to the jumper pack, either way. You just drop that right in there. And that can go ahead and start getting cured and everything moving forward with that one. All right, now that the legs are glued on, let's go ahead and glue the torso on to the pelvis here. A little bit of glue. And as I stated before, I want it kind of angled in this general direction, the rear arc behind it. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do these repeaters. Do a little bit here. And since we have two repeaters, we have two attachment points, one on the left, one on the right. With the first one on, now we can go ahead and start working on the second. And I want these to mirror each other. I don't really want one raised or lower than the other, so we'll try to get roughly in the ballpark where we were before. And we got both of those done. We're going to move on here. Now this particular pose with the Sierra E2, the purpose, or the desire, I should say, of the right arm is that it's kind of like it's extending the arm outward to fire. So we want this to kind of be angled in the same sort of vein, where it's kind of pushing outward. So I think somewhere around there. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit of glue here for the upper arm to attach to the right upper arm. And when you're doing the upper arms, I think for the most part everyone will probably know this, but just like an absolute case, you want the cavity or the plug-in area for the arm is the front. So you know that if the pauldrons are on either side, you know, that's going to be the opposite side, or the same side that the arm attaches to. So in this case, the pauldrons are on the right side, so this is the right arm. Do a little bit of glue. Plug this in, kind of wanting to kind of keep it level because it's, you know, the Sierra's punching out the arm to make the shot. So you want it to kind of make sense for the rest of the pose. Checking the front to make sure nothing's touching that I don't want to, because I wouldn't want the right arm to kind of sag and touch the upper part of the right leg, because then maybe I don't want that. In this case, I absolutely don't. Now for the left arm, its kind of purpose is it's kind of extended away from the body, kind of balancing out the weight of pushing the other arm forward. So let's get this one ready. And we'll do the hand last. I like to do the hand last in a lot of cases because then I feel like the hand kind of sells the pose a little bit more. Want it like this. Arm's going to be maybe slightly bent. Put a little bit here. And when I plug in the ball joint for the left arm, really want to like push that arm out a little bit. And then get the hand ready. May have been a touch too much glue. That happens. I'm going to turn this so that the back of the hand is exposed just enough. And there we have it. So there is the Sierra E2, ready to do some blasting. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you'd like to purchase one of these models, you can click the link in the description or you can go to our web store. Talk to you guys later.